Hey, WoW students, tonight recording by the hill next to my house, and just excited to get back into our study of slaying dragons. If you're just joining us, the Bible has 7 different places where it talks about or describes dragons, and tonight's is going to be Isaiah chapter 27, starting in verse 1. It says, "In that day the Lord will punish with his sword his fierce, great, and powerful sword, the Leviathan, the gliding serpent." What does that sound like to you? The Leviathan, the coiling serpent. He will slay the monster of the sea. In that day, sing about the fruitful vineyard. I, the Lord, watch over it. I will water it continually. I guard it day and night, so that no one may harm it. I am not angry. If only there were briars and thorns confronting me, I would march against them in battle. I would set them all afire. Or else, let them come to me for refuge. Let them make peace with me. Yes, let them make peace with me. In the days to come, Jacob will take root, Israel will bud and blossom, and fill all the world with fruit. In that day. It's talking about a day of deliverance, as it begins with the serpent, of slaying the serpent. Different commentaries believe that the serpent can mean different things. The dragon can be different things. Well, of course, dragons are bigger and greater than us. As we learned last week that we can't slay these dragons. God can. God is the dragon slayer. But it says that he came to deliver on that day. You see, Isaiah the prophet is talking about a day where Messiah is going to come and slay the dragon. There's going to be a day where it's going to set us free and deliver us, rescue us. Sometimes, when we're really honest with ourselves, or in those dark moments, we feel like we're not worth saving, or don't deserve it, or think that it's hopeless. Looking behind me on this hill is tons of tall weeds, grass, briars, and thorns. No one wants to play in that or run up that or have fun. That actually, if I could, just with this camera and zoom all the way around, you would see that actually below this is slate rock, very difficult rock to move and to live on. But I now live in an area where we have actually cleared out all of the briars and the thorns and made it where it's possible to live. He's saying that even with those briar and thorns, if they are all against me, he says, but if they come to me, if they take refuge in me, he says, I will have them blossom and become fruitful like a vineyard. That he says that I will watch for and care for. That is, there's never a hopeless situation. I want you to know that tonight, that God loves us so much. He's making it that there is hope. That even though we might have dragons in our life, sometimes there's things against us that we cannot control. Whether it's the devil that is trying to separate us from God. Maybe it's our own selfish desires. Maybe it's other negative things in our lives that make it more difficult and harder to follow God. But God is the only one I know. God is the only one I know that took something like the cross that was used to kill a very painful death. Yes, that's my neighbor making something. And it's actually going great along with the illustration here. Just as this man is cutting something to make something, God can turn the cross that was a symbol of pain, and with Jesus' death, now is a symbol of hope. God sent his son Jesus to die for us. And when he died, he slayed the dragon. He made it so we can be set free from sin. And even though we might feel like this would be so tough to do, that God can transform and create this thorn field to a place that's livable, to produce fruit. God can do that in you and me. No matter what you're going through, no matter what's in your heart, God knows. And I want you to know that it is not hopeless, that God desires to rescue you, that God wants to take any of that ugly or thorny, hurtful, painful stuff, and he wants to transform it into a garden, into a thing that produces life and fruit. Tonight, do you need to be delivered? I encourage you, if there's something in your life, or even dragons that are bigger than you, it says that God's sword is powerful and mighty. Powerful and mighty, and will slay that dragon. Tonight, I encourage you to give anything to God that's in your life that's greater, that is, maybe it's something in your life that maybe when you're looking and you're seeing that stuff that needs to change. I want you to know that God wants to deliver you from that sin if you want to give it to him tonight. Love you. Have a good night.